Good morning everybody, good afternoon or good evening at any time you are seeing my video. Today we are going to cover two most important topics. The name of first topic is what is the perfect strategy that we can use in order to cover backlog, and second is how to keep our focus on study or how to increase memory, intelligence and IQ power. So these are the two topics that we are now going to complete in this video. So let's start now. The first topic of this video, as I had already told you, is actually based upon how to cover a backlog. So what is backlog? Have you ever imagined? First of all, please tell me what is backlog. Back, that is, you are actually not at a position, you are actually back from that particular position. Log, that is accommodation. So in study you can say backlog is nothing but the accommodation of all those classes, questions, answers and data that you actually forgot to complete at a time is a backlog. So now we are going to discuss that which must be your strategy in order to cover backlog, because it is very important for you and you can do each and everything if you will follow these techniques. So we are going to start now. First of all, please try to find out the reasons for backlog. Obviously I know that the common reason for backlog are you actually didn't complete the classes at a time because you don't like to study, that is you actually go and run far away from study. It's a primary reason due to which you accumulate backlog. Second most important reason may be your own personal issues. For example, you may suffer from disease, therefore you actually take a break for certain days. Third, it may be due to your family reasons or family issues. So as I had already told you, backlog is created only when you are not studying consistently. If you are maintaining consistency in your study, then you will not suffer from that particular problem. If I talk about myself, I also never suffer from backlog because it was my hobby and habit to study regularly. I actually took many days break because of some reasons. For example, I suffer from many distractions during my NEET strategy, but even though I tried to cover all those things at a time, and hence at end I didn't suffer from those problems. For example, how to cover backlog, that is I didn't never undergo in depression because of this reason, that how can I complete the backlog. So what you have to do, you have to always try to implement the new techniques, and hence it is necessary for you to actually revise that what you are actually doing daily. So as I had already told you, now we are going to study about those techniques that you can use in order to finish backlog as soon as possible. So this video will be only for those students who actually suffer from the problem of backlog, and they are actually in worry and tension that how can actually they complete the backlog. So we are now going to discuss on this topic. Now as I had already told you, backlog in study is very bad thing. Backlog is created only if you are not making consistency in your study. Okay, if you are not attending classes and lectures daily, then it causes accumulation of backlog. Backlog is not only the thing which is related to your running syllabus. Backlog is also the thing which got created because of what you are not revising the old chapter. So backlog is not only the term that you can use for the classes that you have not attended, but backlog also include those things that you have not covered till now. For example, it may include revision, it may include problem practice, it may also include the making of short notes. So it is constituted by the backlog. Now let's start to study that which techniques can you use in order to treat or in order to remove backlog from your study as soon as possible. First, you have to study for extra hours, because the most important remedy or solution in order to recover backlog from your study is only to increase your study time. You have to actually spend extra hours of day in order to spend or in order to cover those all the chapters and topics which you have not completed yet. So it's most important thing. You have to always take, or you have to always spend extra hour in covering the backlog, because the extra hours are very important. If you are trying to cover backlog in your own main study time, then you will be unable to keep your focus more on studies, because if you will try to complete backlog in study time, then you will be got detached from main syllabus which is actually in continuation. Okay, so you have to always try to cover backlog in extra time. Please take about 4 to 5 hours extra than your main study time. For example, if you are studying 10 to 12 hours a day, so you have to again spend at least 3 to 4 hours except your study time, or you have to actually don't try to use study time in covering backlog, because if you will do this thing, then you will be unable to keep your focus on the running chapters or running topics that are going on. Okay, so please listen me, you have to always compare backlog with study, but please keep backlog reside from your main study timetable. Okay, because it will affect your main study. It's the first point. Second point that I am now going to tell you is nothing but, if you are not managing extra time except study, or rather than study time, then what you have to do, you have to wake up early in morning. It's a very good strategy. Okay, so at 4 a.m. you can wake up, and after 4 a.m. you can use about 3 to 4 hours in covering backlog, because you come to know that morning time always go fastly as compared to afternoon time. So you will feel energetic and you can complete all those running chapters quickly. That is, your rate of covering backlog in morning is much greater as compared to your rate that actually you will suffer from when you will try to cover backlog in afternoon. So the best time for covering backlog is morning time or dawn time, also called as Brahma Muhurat. Okay, now next point, that is point number 3. Please do not treat backlog as a burden on your head, because I have experienced from much students that they always try to feel backlog as a burden, and obviously according to the contextual view of those students, they actually treat backlog as a certain thing which is not important like study. They only see lectures, they do not revise what they have actually written down, they only see lectures and they only go and cover lectures. They actually forgot to revise what actually they have studied in that particular lecture. They also forgot to do problem practice, they also forgot to solve modules. So obviously backlog is not such a thing which is only related to your lectures. If you are not revising properly, if you are not keeping your focus in solving questions, if you are not interested in multiple revisions, then it also constitutes backlog. Backlog is not actually the thing which actually remain. It all about what you have actually done or not. Okay, so if you are covering lectures, that is, for example, there is one chapter backlog for you, that is, you have ever not seen the video lectures for that particular topic, then you have to first cover all the lectures. Okay, but most of the students only cover the lectures, they didn't revise that particular chapter, or they do not try to solve the questions and DPPs based upon that particular lecture, and they say we have completed the lecture, it means we have completed our backlog. No, it's a very wrong thing. Completion of backlog is not related only with lectures. If you are solving DPPs, if you are revising each and everything properly, then it is well and good, but if you are not doing those things, so it also constitutes backlog. I will explain you. For example, you have studied a chapter neural control and coordination 1 month before, but you are not revising that particular chapter, so you will forget each and everything written in that particular chapter in spite of completing the whole lectures. So completion of lectures and revision, all these two things are totally different. If you have covered a particular chapter, or if you have covered a particular lesson, but you are not revising that particular chapter, then it will constitute backlog. Okay, so backlog is not only verbally seen, it may be non-verbal also. So constant revision is also very important in order to cover backlog. Okay, now the next point that I am going to tell you, that is point number 4. How to increase the speed, or how to increase the rate of covering of backlog. So as I had already told you, if you have backlog in 3 subjects, that is in physics, chemistry or biology, or in physics, chemistry and mathematics, so you have to always give time for covering the backlog of each and every subject, because most of the students try to cover the backlog of only single subject, they ignore the remaining 2 subjects. So it's absolutely wrong. If you are covering backlog, so please try to cover backlog for all those 3 subjects that are actually in your syllabus. For example, for students from medical field, there are 3 subjects: physics, chemistry and biology, and for the students in engineering field, there are 3 subjects, namely physics, chemistry and mathematics. So you have to give equal preference for completion of backlog for all these 3 subjects: physics, chemistry, biology in case of medical students, and physics, chemistry, mathematics for the students belonging from the engineering or non-medical field. Now next point, that is point number 5, is very important, and please listen me that particular thing. If you are studying, then don't study the single subject daily. Okay, because in case of most of the NEET aspirant, they feel physics and chemistry boring, so they only try and they only study biology daily. For example, if you are studying 8 hours, so that particular student only studies biology. No, you have to give equal preference to all the three subjects. Yes, it may happen sometime that you can give time only to the one subject. It is not actually bad thing, because yes, it happens rarely that you actually study only a single subject a day. Don't worry. But if you are studying the single subject only, then it will be not found to be good, and it will be not found to be beneficial for you, because in any competitive exam, especially in JEE and NEET, you have three subjects, so you have to give equal preference to all these three subjects. Don't treat them as it is at first priority, it is at second priority, it is at third priority, because as I had already told you, most of the NEET aspirants feel physics and chemistry difficult and boring for study, so they only like to study biology. But it's very wrong. You know that in examination there are actually 90 questions from biology, but also the remaining 90 questions are from physics and chemistry. So if particular NEET aspirant is only studying biology, he will be unable to deal with the questions that will ask in physics and chemistry section, and he will be unable to become a doctor. So please remove that misconception from your mind. Don't study only biology. Again and again I am repeating, because I have seen so many students in my batch who only studied biology and they score 360 out of 360 in biology. Obviously, if they are only studying biology, then they will score out of mark. But what about remaining subjects? You have scored 0 marks. So there is no value for out of marks that you have studied in biology. That is, there is no any value of out of marks that you have obtained in biology, because you have obtained 0 marks in physics and chemistry. Yeah, so your overall score is only 360 out of 720. Are you getting my point? What did I mean? So please listen me, what did I actually want to say. Okay, so I know that you are understanding. There may be many students who are seeing me and they were only interested in biology. So for those students, I will again warn you, if you are only studying biology, then you will be unable to become a doctor, because you will only score 360 marks at maximum. If you cannot able to score more than 360, and hence at those marks, you know that taking or grabbing a government medical MBBS seat is especially nearly impossible or hardly to achieve. So please try to study three subjects, give equal preference to all these three subjects. Okay, now if I talk about NEET exam, so you come to know that in this year, that is in NEET 2023, from the last 10 to 20 years, the rank deciding subject was biology. It means that, for example, there are two students, student A and student B. If both these two students score 550 marks, but even though here the question will come in your mind that NTA will give first rank and second rank to which of the following students, because it's very difficult to predict, because they have scored the same marks. So NTA always give first priority to biology. If, for example, student A score 355 marks out of 360 in biology, whereas student B scored 340 out of 360 in biology, so according to the rank deciding committee of NTA, they will give first rank to the student A and second rank to the student B, even though both the students score the same mark. This is thus because of the fact that student A score good marks in biology, student B scores slightly less marks in biology. Therefore, student A will be given first rank and student B will be given second rank. In case of tie, those things happen. Okay, now it was actually in practice this year only, but from next year, please remember, but from next year, that is from NEET 2024, the rank deciding subject will be physics. So remember, don't study only biology, because for example, if there are student A and student B, the marks that student A score 515, student B also score the same mark. Now they have scored about 355 marks in biology for student A. Student B score 340 marks in biology. Student A score only 40 marks in physics and student B score, let's say, 50 marks in physics. So now here you are understanding clearly that student A score more marks in biology but less marks in physics as compared to student B. So according to the new marking scheme, or according to the new rank deciding scheme, student B will be given a more rank than as compared to the student A. So now you come to know that physics become your rank deciding subject. So if you are scoring good marks in physics, then obviously you will be given a higher rank from all those students who have scored the same marks, because you come to know that all over India there are 1000 to 2000 students scoring the same number. For example, if I talk about my score, so there are approximately 2000 students scoring the same marks all over India. So you can even got detached from your medical seat if the student of the same mark but having low rank take admission in government MBBS college, so it will be found to be very heartbreaking for you. So please try to prepare physics in a very fantastic way, because rank deciding subject from NEET 2024 will be physics and not biology. Okay, so please try to cover the backlog of physics as soon as possible, because it is very important. So these are the some points that you have to remember in order to deal with the backlog from which you are suffering from, because backlog is actually like a disease. For example, if you suffer from any disease, then you actually take remedies, you eat medicines, then you got relief from that particular disease. But if I talk about backlog, the only medicine for it is to study extra. Please take some extra hours from your study time and use those extra hours of the day in covering the lectures, DPPs, and your remaining data that you actually have a backlog. So please remember that. Now the second important topic of this video is how to focus on studies. So it's very important. I have completed about 16 minutes of this video, so I will feel it difficult to actually continue this video. Don't worry about that, but I will try to complete this topic only within the next 4 minutes. So my second important topic of this video is how to focus on studies, or how to increase concentration on studies. So it's very important thing. Please remember, I will explain you in detail about how to focus on studies. First of all, in order to study, you have to refresh your mind, because studying is actually not related to your physical strength. Study is related to your mental strength. If you are mentally strong, if you are mentally prepared, then you can do study. But those students who are interested in sports, their physical strength matters as compared to mental strength. So it's a very large difference, or a point of difference in between the study and sports. But as we are now actually studying about the study, so please keep your 100% focus on understanding and improving your mental health. But with mental health, the improvement of physical health is also very important, because there is too much dark connection in between your mental health and physical health. If your physical health is bad, then your mental health will automatically become worse. So you have to maintain both the healths, but please give the first priority in order to maintain your mental health. So how to focus on studies is very important. First of all, please maintain peace in room in which you are studying, and don't study in groups. I will actually tell you, don't study in groups. Please go in a one room, and please study alone. Don't do group study, because I don't like group study. I myself hate group study, because in group study there are too much discussions and there is less study. So it's very important thing. Now next point is to be remember that you have to wake up early in morning, that is at 3 a.m. or 4 a.m. It's actually a time of midnight, but if you think practically, then it's not a time of midnight. Your next day start from 1 a.m., that is just after the 12. So you have to remember that midnight is a period up to 12 only, but after the 12 the next day start, and it's a part of your next day. So you have to wake up at 3 a.m., or you can wake up at 4 a.m. also. You have to meditate for 15 to 30 minutes, because meditation is the key of success. If you are meditating, then meditation actually not only help your mind to refresh, but it also helps the synapse to build better, so that the two neurons got connected deeply, and hence if you are reading anything, then that particular information got passed and stored in a very sophisticated way. Therefore your memory increases. Okay, so in order to focus on studies, in order to concentrate on studies, the first important priority is to be remember, you have to meditate daily for about 15 to 30 minutes. I know that the thoughts will come in your mind during meditation also, but don't worry, it's a human mind. Don't worry about that. If these thoughts are coming in your mind, don't worry, please try to maintain silence, then automatically you will feel better. So try this technique, because studying is actually synonymous to that of the meditation, or I can say study is analogous to meditation. So if you have started to learn that how we can control our mind, you can automatically keep your focus on studies. But not only that, in order to increase your mind power, you can eat some nuts, for example your almond, cashew, etc., because these all the dry fruits help your mind to actually refresh. Not only that, but these all the fruits increase your mind power or intelligence. So it's very important. Now the next point is to be further remember, that is you have to try to keep mental stability. Because if you are mentally unstable, then not only during study but during exams you will be unable to perform well. In the same way, if you are mentally stable, then you will do the same thing automatically. So you will not understand what did I mean, because when we are generally studying, then we actually didn't know the importance of keeping our mind calm and stable. But during the time of exam, you automatically notice that why it is very important for us to keep our mind stable and mentally active. Because during examination you come to know that there is time limit, therefore you have to solve the particular number of questions in a given time limit. If you are not doing this activity, then you will be unable to perform well in exam in spite of doing study. So meditation doesn't help you only in order to study better, but it also help you in order to prepare yourself for exams. Because in exams mental stability is very important. If you are mentally unstable, then you will be unable to do anything. Hence please try to control and please try to stabilize your mind. Try to decrease the energy content in your mind, because stability is inversely proportional to energy. So you can meditate daily, and it's very important. It's only the thing which can help you in order to keep your focus on study. Rather than that, avoid your group study. In the same way, try to go in a single room and study alone. Please try to experience yourself. Try to interact with what your mind is actually telling you to do. Okay, now the last point of this video is, if you have a mobile phone with you, then please try to keep your mobile phone at a distance of about 10 meter from your room, because then only you will be unable to keep your focus on study. Okay, so please try to keep your mobile phone very far away from you. Please don't keep mobile phone in your study room, because you will automatically get distracted on seeing mobile phone. And you know that nowadays mobile phone become a major source of distraction. So you have to remove all those sources from your mind as well as from your environment, which are actually working as a unit of distraction. So these are some things that you have to remember. Now we have actually completed more than 15 minutes. Actually we have completed 22 minutes of this video. So I can say that now it's enough for today. I will meet you tomorrow, but now at end I will tell you, please subscribe my channel if you like my video, and if you find this information useful, then please don't forget to share that particular thing with your friends. Because if you see this video, you have understood the golden tips that I have discussed with you. But if you really want the progress of your friends or your close brother or sister, then you can send these all the things to their mobile also, because they can also got benefit. Okay, so love you all. Bye bye, take care, meet you soon.